Cheers. Everyone, welcome back. I'm sorry it's been quite a while since I last made a video like this. No excuses for it really, I've just been a little bit busy with work and other things. We've got some nice easy tides and yeah, we're just going to make the most of it. So I'll see you once we're out of the car and we start walking down. Arrived. Hopefully it's not going to be like yesterday, because yesterday was a blank, but it was still nice to come out nonetheless. Still got some nice pictures, but today the viz is banging, weather's good, and I've got a feeling that we're going to come back with a fish. And to be honest, I'm not going to leave the water until I do come out with a fish. It's going to be quite an exciting summer, especially with the fishing and doing something different on the channel. It will be quite nice and refreshing. I'm very excited as well. We've got some stuff happening in the background that will come more apparent as the year goes on. But yeah, fingers crossed it's going to go well, and yeah, very excited. So enough for me talking, let's get in the water and hopefully come out with a fish. If you're new to spearfishing and would like to get involved and you don't really know where to start, head over to Spearfishing UK and speak to the team working there. They'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. They have a massive variety of kit, starting from the very basic all the way up to, you know, like the Salvamar kit that I use that you can buy through Spearfishing UK. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I wasn't going to come out of the water unless I had a fish, but unfortunately the only fish that I did see were very small bass. It was nice to see them. One came in really close, and I had a few in the distance, mixed in with a few mullet that I did see, but no actual bass taken. So I did decide to move on to the lobsters. On the way over to the lobster holes, I came across something that's going to be quite useful to me. If we rewind back to 2021, when I caught the big lobster during the LIC pairs competition, I needed something to mount the big crushing claw that I kept and dried out. And I finally came across this random bit of wood sat on the seabed. Initially I thought it was just driftwood, and then I actually looked a bit closer and it turns out it's a brush head off an old broom. It must have been sitting around in the water for years and years because it's very worn on the sides. And funnily enough, I found this piece of wood only about 10 meters from where I actually took the lobster itself. So, you know, both of them have quite a cool little connection. So I'd been in the water for about 2.5 hours at this point, and I was thinking about coming out literally within 5 meters of the shore, and just as I was getting out of the water, I decided to have one last dive to check this ledge. And funnily enough, underneath was a nice sized lobster. Now the hole itself had two different exits, so obviously the one at the front and there was one further back which you can't really see in the video. Now I poked the spear down the side of the hole and tried to tickle the lobster out the front, but it shot up the back of the second entrance. So I swam down the other side of the hole and found it looking at me front on. Now at this point, annoyingly, the GoPro dies or it freezes, so you don't actually see me catch the lobster itself. We did it finally. After about 3 hours in the water. Didn't see it. Well, I did see some bass, but they were really small, not worth keeping. And then literally as I was getting out, I thought, oh, I'll have one last look under this ledge, and underneath was a nice sized lobster, as you can see there. Lovely size to it, big claw. Unfortunately the GoPro died, so you didn't actually see me pick it up, but as you can just see there, it's clearly still alive, so I haven't shot the lobster. A lot of the times you see people you know, cut the film off and then magically appear with the lobster, where stupid GoPro died, but we got some footage of it afterwards, which is pretty cool. I've unlocked a really cool feature which is now part of the channel and which is now part of every video that I post. I get quite a few messages from strangers and from people that I know, which is really nice, asking whether they can support the channel, and if so, how can they do it. Now this new feature does exactly that. It's a very small icon at the bottom of each video, and I'll leave a little arrow pointing to exactly where it is, and it will display an amount of however much you want to donate to the channel, and you can literally just upload and send it straight away. And no pressure, obviously. I'm still going to carry on making the videos because I enjoy it and I enjoy spearfishing, but for those who are interested, the link is there, so thank you very much. We're in the kitchen now the day after, and we're going to cook up the lobster that we caught yesterday. One of the things that I've been working on in the background is called Ocean Ledge, and it's a package of 4 different types of spices for your fish or your lobsters, whatever seafood you catch out on your trips on the boat or from the shore dives. So today me and Jack are going to cook up the lobster, and we're using Lobster Luxe, which is, like I said, one of the 4. And yeah, we're going to split the lobster down in half and then roast it in the oven under the grill for about 15 to 20 minutes. Down the body of the lobster, down the tail, all the way to the end, and then through to the head. This is the benefit of splitting the lobster down in 2. 1, you can take out all the guts and the nasty stuff, but 2 is you can actually remove the poo track, and this runs all the way down the body of the meat and out to the very bottom. And if you were to cook it whole, you wouldn't be able to remove that until you were, you know, actually eating it. So especially on the big claw, you can on the small one as well, but just to get the heat in there and allow the heat to circulate a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do now. So that's the lobster in the oven now. I'm going to leave it in for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to throw in some butter on top of it and finish it off for the last 10. And then yeah, we'll take it out and enjoy some lobster. Right, the lobster's just come out of the oven. It's been in for about 20 minutes now. We're going to give it a little taste test. Dip it in all the butter. Look at that. You can see all the parsley and coriander and stuff all on the outside of the lobster. Anyway, here we go. Cheers. Unreal.
Is it good, huh?
Yeah, so good. Do you want a bit?
Damn right. Tender, isn't it? Oh Christ. Get eyes on that.
Nice.
Down the hatch, eh? Oh man.
Nice.
Seasoning brings it out, huh? It's just enough, like you can taste it, you can still really taste the lobster, but the seasoning really adds to it. Mate. Superb. That right there is a lobster lollipop right there. Out of the oven. Oh, good?
Very good.
Yeah, imagine. Just bloody feast your eyes on that, look. All that seasoning, all the goodness, all the butter.